Alrighty, so the time change finally changed back to the time that makes sense. Oh, I got some time out here. Today, I want to talk about cows just a little bit. So I had that one that she aborted about right at a month ago now, and she was a month premature at least. So this is actually about the time that I'm expecting calves. None today, and this is even just a little bit early, but within the next week or so, I should start having calves, I think. And so, anyway, be out here watching them a little bit closer. I've got a few girls that are getting real close. I'll try to show you. I'm kind of walking up on number 19 right here. She's a pretty good example. I'll turn the camera around here in just a minute. But that's her, that red one right there. Number 19, she just looks awesome. And she is definitely super pregnant and very close. Number 11 over here, notice how she's off by herself. She's that one that aborted about a month ago. Now, if you remember, I had them in the other pasture because I wanted all their manure there where I'm trying to start new grass. If I turn around here, I don't know how well you can tell, but look at all the manure that they put out here. That's only a month's worth, right? So I wanted all that and all the hay that's out here in that new pasture. Just didn't work out that way for the last month or so. So now 11, she's done all right. What can happen though, and I hadn't really noticed this with her before I started paying attention to it, but you know, everybody thinks cows are all sweet and nice and just super friendly critters, but the reality is they're really not, and they can be quite mean to each other. You know, they're not generally a danger to people, although they can be. They're absolutely aggressive towards predators. They'll kill dogs. They killed my dog, not these cows, but you know, that happens. Number 19 here. Man, she's getting close. I don't know. Can you guys tell? Where'd she go? Walking away. I'll focus on her in a minute. Anyway, a lot of times they're mean to each other, and so what can happen is if the other cows are just literally beating up on her, they can cause her to lose the calf. Or in this case, she was so close, you know, she had it, but it was probably dead when it hit the ground, being a month, you know, premature. So I suspect that's what happened with her, because I've noticed that the other cows are pretty mean to her. They'll just beat her up constantly. Won't let her get to the feed line, which is why I spread the hay out so far. And there's actually another bale going off that way. So that's about 1,800 pounds worth of hay on the ground right there. And it's spread out over, probably 200 yards worth of distance. And that's so that they can all get there and eat if they want to. Because if you just put just a bale just sitting out here, well, some of them that are more aggressive, like this number 2 girl over here, that one, the Charlet mix, she's pretty aggressive, and you know, if that number 11 comes over and starts trying to eat, she'll literally just headbutt her and beat her until she gives up and leaves. The same with the feed line. That's why I spread them out. So just put it all in a big pile. You got to do that because the cows won't let each other eat, which is, you know, I mean, it's just the nature. They're animals just like any other animal. They can be competitive and they can hurt each other. And in this case, I think that's why number 11 aborted, because the other ones were just beating on her. So anyway, though, now is the time that any day now I'm starting to expect calves. Speaking of which, let's go back over here, turn the camera around and show you some of the signs that I'm looking for on a daily basis, but particularly now that somebody's about ready to calf. So let me show you number 19 here. All right, so this is her here in the middle, the darker one. First of all, I don't know how you can tell, but she is as round as she is wide, or as wide as she is tall, I should say. And as we come around, can you see the milk bag there, right? Starting to swell up. Compare her to that one, not near as big. And then the other thing, kind of a telltale sign, see how she's holding her tail off to the side? The sunlight's kind of in the wrong direction. And then you look at her vulva there, how puffy it is. It's all starting to swell up. That means she is really close. If I can get her to walk a little bit, you can see how bouncy it is. It's kind of funny, just walking around looking at, you know, cow vaginas. It's part of the job. But especially when they start holding their tail off to the side like that, you know, it's sensitive. There, can you guys see just how floppy and bouncy that is? She is close. She's just a day or two out, I'd say. Maybe 3, maybe 4 at tops, I guess. But within a couple days, by the end of this week, I would think she ought to have a calf on the ground. Compare her, look at that milk bag there versus the back of her, tail straight down, not swollen at all. And the same with number 4 here. She's not particularly close. Now keep in mind that these are all serviced by a bull, right? So if you can AI them, like a lot of people do, and even my neighbor actually does, something that I'd like to get into at some point. Look how wide she is, white one there. Then you'll get a big group of them that are within 2 or 3 days of each other usually, maybe a week at the most. With a bull though, they're going to be spread out over a couple months. Now that's why I have 2 bulls, and particularly with virgin bulls, it's important to have 2. There's one of them right there. And let's see, where's the other one? Anyway, if with a virgin bull, if he, gets with one cow, sometimes they'll just kind of pair up and he won't go service the rest of them. And so if you have 2 though, then you introduce competition. Remember that, they're just animals at the end of the day. Competitive just like people, just like any other animal. And so you get one of them, we'll just find a girlfriend, hang out with her, whoever lets them get it first. Oh, there's the other one right there. But if you have 2 of them, there's a little bit of competition. They're more likely to get them all. And these bulls, they did a really good job for me, I think. Just watching them, I saw them in action many times when I first had them. And so I think they did a good job and got everybody, but it's still, I expect to be spread out by at least a month, and realistically 2 months, and maybe even into the 3rd month before they've all calved. And it just depends on how fast they were able to get them. So the way that should kind of go, just because of the way cows cycle is 22 days, then it should be about every 3 weeks. From here on out, I should start having kind of a batch of calves. That being said, they're not all perfectly in the same cycle. And when you AI, that's part of what you do is you give them hormones before the actual AI. 41 there, she's looking pretty close too. You can see, you can't see, her legs in the way. Starting to make a milk bag. She's starting to loosen up. Anyway, with AI, you intentionally get them all to cycle at the same time with hormones. Doing it all natural like this, though, they could be days out, they could be weeks out. Just depends. Good thing is they were all together without a bull for quite a while before I actually got the bull on them. And so their cycles tend to kind of sync up. And so I just from watching them, it looked like they were pretty close. There'd be, a couple week lull with the bulls. And then all of a sudden, every time I saw them, they were chasing somebody. So I think they were pretty close to in sync with each other, which means I should kind of have some little windows here that, like I say, about every 2 to 3 weeks, have 3, 4, 5 calves, something like that. So anyway, probably a few stragglers in the middle, and sometimes they're a few days late, sometimes they're a week late, sometimes they're a few days early, and as we know, sometimes they're a month early and you lose the calf. But hopefully no more of that. All right, here's this white one here. Zoom in on her there. See, starting to kind of swell up, getting a little bit bouncy. Not making much of a milk bag yet, but sometimes they don't. Part of what triggers them to make the milk is the hormones that get released, oxytocin, prostaglandin, and some other ones. Whenever they start licking on that baby, all the afterbirth, they lick it off of them and they actually eat it, which is what you want, because then it's not sitting around for predators to come snack on. So they go ahead and get it off the field. Man, look at 19, she is so close. She could be tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a calf on the ground tomorrow. It'd be hers. But anyway, what triggers them to make that milk is the hormones that get released from the taste of the afterbirth. and then from the calf trying to suckle as well. As soon as he goes to suckle, that releases hormones and causes him to make more milk. So then it's kind of a repeating cycle until you wean the calf. Every time they nurse, makes them want to make more milk. It releases oxytocin primarily at that point. And yeah, makes them want to be moms. So, alrighty, pretty cool. Like I say, by today's Tuesday, by Sunday, whenever I put this video out, I expect to have at least 19's calf on the ground and hopefully 2 or 3 more. So she's definitely the closest, number 19 over there. But I think, you know, they'll surprise you sometimes. I'll think, man, she's definitely going to be first. And then it'll be one that doesn't even hardly look like she's ready and still raise a calf, no problem. So, alrighty. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And see what we got going on out here. Look at them go. So you can see my hay goes way over there, all the way around. New bale starts there, all the way to over there, just so they don't have to fight to get at it. So a little bit of extra work on rolling it, but no big deal. Better for them. And it spreads out all the waste, so, and manure for that matter. Talked about that before, but I mean, daggone, if we look around out here, it is just littered with manure. Love to see that. I just wish it was on my new grass. Alrighty, anyway, number 2 watching us. Okay, see you tomorrow. Look at what we got here. Healthy little calf on the ground. Looks good. Mom cleaned them up real nice. Whoop. And what do we got? Heifer calf. Good job. All right, so today's Friday. I figured I'd be having calves by now. And sure enough, go, little smoky calf. It was not number 19, is who I was thinking was going to be first. For sure, it's number 6. I think you can tell from her, but she's one with her butt facing me right there by that white face. Anyway, she's still got the afterbirth a little bit hanging out of her, so no big deal. Perfect. Cat's gonna go over and find her. That's one thing about Angus cows. You know, she left it way over here, and I had to come find him. That Brahmin girl that I have, she would not have done that. She'd either just not come at all to the hay that I was putting out, or she'd have brought the calf with her. But Angus are bad about just leaving them laying around. Being that color, he's kind of hard to see. I think you can kind of tell on camera. Blends in with the grass. So, alrighty, cool. First live calf of the year. That's awesome. Let's walk over here and check everybody out. I haven't counted them yet because I saw that she had the afterbirth, so I had to go find that calf and make sure it was cool. Look at him go. Here's King. See? Little bitty thing. So cute. I love them little smoky calves. All right, let's go over here and check on number 6, make sure everything looks all right with her. Count the rest of them real quick. Jumped that calf up and ran over here down by the fence. Mom went and got her. Brought her back over here where she left her. I told you to stay here. It's a good mama, taking care of her. So I've got about 2 days that calf is still going to be slow enough and dumb enough to let me get a hold of it. Mama here's doing a good job. She's not going to let me get her. So need to catch her, get a ear tag in there. Looks like we won't have to wait though. Okay, I may try to sneak out here this evening while they're asleep. Maybe while she's laying down I can get close enough and jump on her and tag her real quick. But in about 3 days though, even at night, that calf will just be too fast. There's no way I can catch it. So I wish I'd had the ear tag and stuff in the tractor with me yesterday. I'd have just made that tag and got her when I could walk right up on her. But Mom is doing what she's supposed to do. Good job. Yeah, it looks like she's about finished cleaning up. Still got a little bit of mucus hanging out, but that's good. Nothing to worry about there. What do you girls think? Anybody else want to have a baby today? Not yet. What about you? Or are you over here by yourself? Oh, it's number 11, I think. No, 13. You're not having a baby. She's a little on the thin side. Wonder if she lost her calf already. I debated on selling her. I wasn't sure if she would breed back or not. She tested bred. We tail bled them, but she doesn't look particularly bred. She may just be later. Alrighty. Well, we'll come back later and try to get a tag in that little calf over there. But if not, it's no big deal. I'll just have to wait until I can get them in the head gate and work them. So, alrighty, I'm gonna play with tobacco for a little bit, I think. I think you guys can probably tell on camera, but she's fatter on this side than she is on that side. That's because her rumen's on that side and they developed the calf on that side. So when you're trying to look at them, you know, it's not just the way she's standing. They actually do get fatter on one side than the other. You can really tell when they're starting to get close to calving. So it's pretty well straight on, but you can definitely tell the difference though. It's because there's a baby in there. It's just stomachs over here. So one of the things to look at, she's not just fat. You can tell she's pregnant because it's off-centered. Kind of cool. Baby in there. That side's just fermented grass. Oh, he's a little girl. So cute. That's her mom right there. She's like, what are you looking at? Started to say I should have brought my ear tagger out here with me, but I ain't a chance she's gonna let me get to that calf. I had my opportunity yesterday. Sometimes you get a couple chances, but her, I missed it. I'll have to get her some other time when I've got them all in head gate. If we look around here though, number 41 right there, this white one, you can see she's got some mucus coming out and she's starting to bag up. Number 24 that's right there next to her, she's starting to make a bag too. Same thing, starting to have some mucus. See that? Nothing like a good old YouTube video of cow vaginas. We see these 3 in a row. They're looking pretty pudgy. That one there is 19, I believe. I thought she'd be my first, but not yet. She's not really making a bag yet, but kind of. But anyway, over here, 13 again. No, 30. Yeah, she's been kind of weird lately. Watching her for a while. I think she might have lost her calf, but she's been acting funny, not coming up as fast as the rest of them. I think see the way she's walking. I think she's stifled maybe. She may be leaving here before long. Have to replace her. Yeah, see that? Can you see that? Her hips, her back hips. That sucks. I was afraid of that. No, this one right here is definitely not pregnant. Anyway, though, well, just one baby so far this week. Not the one that I expected. I thought I might have a couple of them, but I was definitely expecting 19, and she's just holding out on me. So they'll do that. They trick you. I see that calf's laying down. I need to go get that ear tagger. So I'm gonna see if I can get that calf while she's not paying attention to me. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Got her. Just barely. Mom was pissed. Good, mama. All righty. Good. All right. See you guys later.